Sorcery soap. And in this video, we're gonna make these chickens. These are pretty simple chickens, so there'll be gradated degrees of difficulty for more chickens, but for right now, we're gonna start with these chickens. So beginners, novice soap witches can figure these out as I go along. You'll see how I do these. You won't figure them out, but you'll see how I work with them. And so let's get started. So we're going to start with some white soap dough, and I want you to see exactly what I'm looking at. So this is, it appears to be a little bit crumbly, but when you push into it and you smash it around, it actually has a perfect consistency, and there's just a tick of a shine to it when you first start working with it. Now it's hot right now, so things are a little softer than they are in the winter time, obviously, when it's a little cooler temperature inside. But this is about the firmness I like for soap dough. If you're making it yourself and your soap dough is a little softer than this, all you have to do, especially with white, is put a little bit of cornstarch in it and it'll start to firm up just a bit. It really isn't a fix, but it'll help tremendously. And no matter what, you can still use it. You just have to be a little bit more careful. So we're going to make a chicken, and the idea is that I want it to go on top of the soap bar, and this is going to be one shot chicken. There's not going to be any pieces to it or anything. I mean, well, additional pieces, obviously. There's going to be some combs and things to it. So this is how I make it. With one finger, roll it out, get the general idea for it. Now the head has to be a little bit smaller, and I want it to be a soft head. So I don't want it to have a skinny neck. And then we're going to have just a pointy tail. So when I first started to make these, so there you go. So all this roughness we're going to smooth out in a minute, and don't worry about that at all. Just keep moving forward, whatever you do. And there. And so there's your chicken shape. So when I first started making these chickens, I made one and I asked my guy about it, and I said, what do you think that is? And he didn't know, he couldn't answer. And so I thought, if I'm not communicating clearly with him, he doesn't know that it's a chicken, I need to go back and do some more work. Thank God I did that. And then at some point, one of my chicken soaps, my sort of rudimentary chicken soaps, got shared, and I got orders for 200 chicken soaps that I had to make in my little tiny non-existent, basically, apartment studio that was more work than I ever could imagine doing for soap. But it got me, I stood there for hours and hours making chickens, and I've probably made 2,000 chickens over the course of the last 5 years or so. So now this will all get smoothed out. What I'm doing is essentially just trying to get all the creases out so I can smooth it with my finger later on. Okay, so there's your basic body right there. And so we need to have eyes, a beak, and a comb we're going to make on this one. And I have a little video, which I'll pop in right here, on how I make these little shapes. These are really, really helpful shapes. And these are made from either one of these. One is a flower shape like this, and one is just set the eyelets in sort of a leaf pattern. full of them so I can just grab them. And today I happened to be out, so I made a bunch of these, and this is how I let them dry. And it's my suggestion that you don't spray them with rubbing alcohol too soon, otherwise they will stick together. So now these I just made an hour or 2 hours ago, and so they're firm enough I can use them. So I'm going to take one of these for the beak. And then I'll have some links where you can get these when we get ours available. We're going to offer these shapes here on the website. So I want to make a little comb in here. And I'm just going to open it up a little bit so I have something to push against. And you can put as many or as few of these as you want in the comb. I suppose how much time you have. So I'm going to put 2 right now. And I got a little bit of red there. Okay, great. So we can squeeze those around there and then take a little bit of water. And the whole idea with this is I want to ensure that they stay in. So they're all going to be used as a soap, but you don't want them to break off sooner than they absolutely have to be used. And I've had some soaps last, I was really surprised didn't fall apart because I took the time to make sure that they were pretty secure, and they just wore away. Okay. So while we set that aside, so I'm going to now put her little beak on, but it's kind of tricky because she won't have the comb underneath her beak, but I still like the look of it. So I'm just going to place it in here. And then I'm going to bend it down just a little bit so that it stays and doesn't snap off. So let's do that. And then I want to take one of these and stick it right underneath there. For no other reason, because I think it looks cute. Now you see how I'm smoothing this down as I put a little water on it? And you could put details in it and everything else if you wanted to make it more detailed. I've made them with little wings attached to them, which is one of my more advanced chickens, and I'll show you how to do that. And I've made them just in a variety of different shapes just to see which one I liked the best. And some of them I made ridiculously complicated. And so I'm going to show those too, but this is the simplest version of my chickens that I can share with you. So now we're going to put some eyes in, and I actually might have a couple eyes in here. So there's 2 ways you can put eyes in. Both are perfectly fine. Oh yeah, I do have a couple eyes in here. They're really tiny little eyes. Let's see, there's one. You can make a hole and let the whole soap cure and then dry, and then pack it with soap dough. Or, which I can't show you right here because I don't have anything cured, but you can also just make the eyes and then insert them. So none of those are the same size. So let's start with some new eyes. So there's a tool that I like, and these are easily accessible. These little tools here, they're just little ball tools, and I think what you'd want to search is nail accessories or nail tools, like for fingernails, and that's what they pick paint up off of and put it on. And I didn't know that when I bought these. I just liked the shape of them. So when you put something on, we want to make sure it's lined up. Now chickens generally have eyes to the side of their head, but if I've learned if I put them on the very side, it doesn't make them look as adorable, and we kind of want them to be adorable. So I put them sort of on the side, but on either side of the nose, of their beak, like that. So now, the trick is to get the tiniest little version let's see, that's pretty tiny. Tiniest little version. And if you haven't seen the tool video, this tool, I explained this tool in the other video. This is from Wilton, and it comes with, I couldn't remember what it came with on the other video, but it comes with this, and it comes with something like this, but this isn't the one. I don't happen to have it here. Oh wait, yes I do. So this set comes together like this, and my tools almost always have soap on them. So these three come together, and these are useful, and there's reasons to have them. They're not critical mass, so this is the tool that is the most important thing for me. So let's see, I'm not getting that. Let's get this guy here. There, that looks pretty even, doesn't it? Okay, so sometimes I can pick things up with just enough water in here so I don't have to use my, and when they cure, I should say more correctly, when they dry, when these little pieces of soap dough dry, they're a little bit easier to manage, but for this application it's perfectly fine. So there you go, there's your chicken. And you can add more or less to that, but keep a lookout because I'm gonna make more chicken soaps, or more chickens, more designs, more complex designs. And this can be adjusted or adapted to a lot of different things, but anyway, that's my chicken. Tell me what you think. Leave me your comments or message me what your ideas are, or if you have any questions about this, because I'm happy to help. Thanks for watching.